The reactants of photosynthesis are carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight. Carbon dioxide and sunlight are absorbed through the leaf while water is absorbed through the roots. The equation of photosynthesis is C6O2 plus CH2O through light produces C6H12O6 plus CO2. The sources of the reactants are as follows. Light comes from the sun, water comes from rain, and carbon dioxide comes from carbon emissions and release in cellular respiration.
6O2 plus C6H12O6 releases 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus energy. Oxygen plus glucose releases carbon dioxide and water and energy. Aerobic respiration is a process of producing cellular energy by using oxygen. However, there are times when there is no oxygen. That is when we use anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration is a process of producing cellular energy that does not require oxygen. An example of an anaerobic process is fermentation. Fermentation occurs as energy from food is released in the absence of oxygen. There are two types of fermentation: lactic acid fermentation and alcoholic fermentation. Alcoholic fermentation is used with yeast, which eats up glucose and produces alcohol and carbon dioxide. Lactic acid fermentation is when glucose is converted into lactic acid.
Cellular respiration is the process of releasing energy by breaking down glucose and other molecules in the presence of oxygen. Their products are our reactants, and our products are their reactants. Photosynthesis takes away carbon dioxide in the air, and cellular respiration restores it. The plants supply us with oxygen and sugar, and in return we breathe out carbon dioxide and water, which they can then use again to produce more oxygen and sugar for us. The cycle then repeats as a never-ending trade between the plant and animals. Just like plants have chloroplasts in their plant cells to carry out photosynthesis, animals, like bears, have cells that contain mitochondria to carry out cellular respiration.
Usually the ratio of carbon dioxide and oxygen remains somewhat in balance, but with the increase of factories, cars, and other sources of carbon emissions, there is now too much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. To make matters worse, deforestation has limited the number of trees that can absorb carbon dioxide. This leads to the environmental crisis we have today. Trees aren't the only carbon dioxide absorbers. The oceans also taking carbon dioxide and convert it into carbonate. Shelled marine life such as hermit crabs, snails, and scallops use this carbonate to create calcium carbonate, which they use to make their shells.